Hi, my name's Wendy Cronin, and welcome to Coming to Grace. These are stories about my spiritual journey and how they've helped me in my life. So today we're going to talk about a couple of different things, but first, please hit like and subscribe if this resonates with you. If it doesn't, there are many other beautiful inspirational speakers on YouTube, and I'm sure you can find one that resonates with you. So here we go. I got a bit of a potty mouth too. Sorry about that. Anyways, we're going to talk about our shitty committee. What is that? Kind of like the devil versus the angel, I envision it as a whole bunch of and sometimes they overpower my angelic, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're fabulous, let's be enlightened. That's more my angelic side. So it's kind of a Disney cartoon, I know. Oh well. So what happens is I remember waking up and for no reason being sad. It was a beautiful day outside. I had the man of my dreams next to me. Beautiful children, and I would wake up and I'd be like, why am I so sad? And I can't tell you how many times in my life this happened to me. It seemed like it happened over and over and over again. And I didn't understand it. And I felt guilty. I felt bad. So here I'm feeling sad, and then I'm beating myself up for it because I don't feel that I have a right to do that. And I try to push those feelings away, and I try to bury them, and I do everything I can to get rid of them. But man, they're like right in my face. So what do? Oh, exactly what you don't want to do. You gotta go dig in and look at it. So that means that your shitty committee's talking to you and telling you all this crap. You might have to listen to a little bit of it and start weeding out what's not true. What's not prevalent, what's not happening right now. Then you have to start looking at the little angelic side and maybe giving it a nudge or two. And say, hey, wake up. I'm so sorry. Oh, geez. Lordy board. I can't believe I just did that. Okay, well, this is going to be an edited video, right? So, anyways, the shitty committee and my angelic committee, they're, kind of like my good and evil side, I'd say. So, when you have to nudge your angelic, you have to start telling yourself things like, it's a great day today, and you feel shitty. Okay, what is something that you can feel good about? It might be having a really good cup of coffee. And it might be sitting down and having alone time. My suggestion for what I did and what worked for me was my 3 a.m. wake-up calls. Either I did research on cannabis products or cannabis, usually medical research, or I would start writing down my feelings. I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel like my heart's broken. I feel like I've been trampled on by the Roman army. I feel like I'm drowning in tar. So those are pretty significant feelings. Okay, so start going into those feelings. So you feel sad. There's something pulling at your heart. What is it? This is where it gets scary because you have to look at those feelings and you have to really, really look at them. And for me, when I found out my sadness was the things I was telling myself. I felt that things were taken away from me and not given to me. And when we look at what we don't have, we come from a lack. So when you come from a lack, you're never going to feel that you're sufficient or that you have what it takes to move forward. Because it's kind of like a car. You feel like you're on empty. And you feel like you want to be able to go, 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 but you're stuck on empty, right? Okay, well, here's what you got to do. Maybe put the car in neutral, put yourself in neutral. What does that mean? You sit back, you write your things down. If you can't go any further than writing down and that's all you can do, okay. Go take a bath, go take a walk, put on an old movie, take your mind off of something and distract yourself. Then come back to your little pad. And maybe you might write one more thing down while you feel sad. And you can go to the next thing and write another thing down. You can do this all day. You can even do it for a week, a month, months, hopefully not years. I kind of did it. It was a progression, but and I still do it actually. But you want to try to move on. You want to try to grow. That's what this whole thing's about, is to grow your spirituality or your consciousness. I think they're the same thing. I really don't care what other people think. That's the same thing to me. So, when you're growing your spirituality or consciousness, you have to start putting words to your feelings. You need to start kind of pegging them, all right? So when you can start pegging them, you can start looking at them, and you can almost start to pull back and go, well, I feel that way about that. Why? That's not even my problem. Or actually, I did a pretty good job on that. I'm kind of proud of the way I handled that. It might not have been perfect, but all in all, wow. Start looking at the things that you can be happy about, okay? Are you a happy person? Do you go around and enlighten people and make them laugh and tell them jokes? Are you nice? Do you say hello and smile to people when you see them? That's an incredible attribute you have. Tell the angelic committee to start shouting about it. Tell the shitty committee to shut the fuck up. Okay? When your shitty committee gets too loud, it gets overbearing. Can you imagine what it would be like if you were a child, or a child, somebody yelling at a child all day long? All day long. You did this wrong. You did that wrong. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? That kid would be an emotional mess. They would be frightened to even take a step, eat, piss, poop, or anything. Well, this is what you do to yourself when you got your shitty committee in control. Don't let them be in control. Don't beat yourself up. I know that's easy to say, especially if you're type A or well, actually anybody. It doesn't matter what you are. It's really easy to say, don't beat yourself up when you're feeling like a pile of poop. But you really have got to stop. That's really the only thing you have to do, is just stop. Stop it. Not with alcohol, not with drugs, because that doesn't stop it. It prolongs it. You have to stop it with your mind. When you can stop things with your mind, you're starting to have control over your emotions. When your mind and your heart start working together, your spirit comes into play automatically. When your mind and your heart are in sync, the shitty committee is out the window. It can't live there. So here's the simple truth. Wherever negativity is, you can't have positive there. You can have one or the other. You can have a mix and they'll blend sometimes, but usually one gets stronger than the other. And it's up to you to decide what part of you gets stronger. Now, the old story about the wolf. Well, you want to feed the shitty committee, or do you want to feed the angelic committee? Whichever one you feed is who you're going to be. I wake up sometimes in a panic, where it used to take me 3-4 days to get out of that. It now takes me maybe 3 minutes. I completely changed the way I speak to myself. I completely changed the way I speak to actually everybody in my life. And I've completely changed myself, mind, body, and soul. And it's completely possible. You can change who you are. If you're unhappy in this life, seriously, what do you want in this life? What is it that you want? You've got your I feel like this. Now, what I want you to do right next to that is say, I want to feel like this. This is how I want to feel. Underneath, you're going to write an action. I used to bake. Whenever I was pissed off, I used to make bread. And I can tell you, 2 years ago, I baked a lot of bread. Irish potato bread, yum yum. Anyways, so find something that releases your anger. It could be a video game. It could be watching old movies. It could be reading books. It could, not kidding you, my level of capability a couple years ago was reading an Archie comic book in a bathtub. And that is what calmed my ass. Okay, and smoking a joint too. Oh well, that helped calm my ass too. But what I'm trying to say is that find something that makes you calm. It could be music. For my partner, it's golf. I love, as I said, I love to sing horribly in my car. I love to dance. One of the things I like to do, if you look at that little introduction video I have, I seriously do go down that path sometimes and twirl, twirl, twirl. Because I like it. It's fun. And I do fun, stupid stuff for me. Because it's fun. Why in the hell wouldn't I? What kind of fun, stupid shit can you do for yourself today? Paint your nails? Why don't you create a Halloween costume? Or why don't you go and read an Archie comic book or a comic book from your childhood that you liked? Or visit a place that you used to go to? It really doesn't matter. Do a little thing that excites you. It could be, going and beating the shit out of some flour, like I did. One of the things that I also like to do is make tutus for little girls, because that makes me happy. So you can make things and donate them. You can make packages for the homeless. You can make tutus for little girls at dance classes. There's so many things that you can do. Start giving, and you're going to start receiving. It is so amazing. So this is something that I recognized just a couple of days ago. It was really weird too. So I met a young man, and he was just talking to me about his mom and mental illnesses and CBD and cannabis. And so we were talking about that, and I had told him what a lot of my patients were successful with and what I was successful with as well. And he gave me a big hug. And I noticed that a lot of people in my life, when they hug me, I almost felt like I didn't deserve it. I was always shocked that somebody wanted to hug me. And I was always shocked that they wanted to be close to me. And I was aware of that moment. And then I recalled earlier in the day, a friend of mine wanted a hug. And he had never asked for a hug before, but wanted a hug. And it felt good. But it wasn't something I was used to. And before, I would go into fear. And then I'd beat myself up about it. And I'd start feeding the shitty committee. A freaking goddamn buffet. And a yakadakadoo, they go in my ear. I was able to accept these hugs for what they were. What a silly little thing. But what a significant, huge thing for me. It made me feel so loved and so beautiful that somebody wanted to hug me because they saw something inside me that made them happy. And that in turn made me very happy. So do you see the circle? When people talk about calling things to yourself, energies, I forgot that book. It's basically making a vision board and writing things down about what you want, and they will come to you. The book is The Secret. Yeah. So, anyways, that's true. But if you don't do the work to be aware, and if you don't do the work to be grateful, okay, and here's the balance. I know you woke up feeling like crap this morning and I'm telling you to be grateful. You're like, okay, I get it, right? But here's where you can be grateful. All right? Be grateful that you're pissed off or that you're sad. Those are emotions. From emotions come growth. And when you grow, you set yourself free. When you decide to grow spiritually, consciously, you set yourself free because you are now in control of exactly the kind of life that you want. You now get to create your life. You're no longer at the effect of the shitty committee. And you're really no longer at the effect of the angelic committee either. Because you're in balance and you know who you are. And you get to feed yourself that buffet. You're not feeding the wolves, you're feeding yourself now. Everything that you tell yourself, it's important. Does that mean that you sit there and jerk yourself off and go, I'm wonderful? No. Shit, no. There's a difference between feeding your ego and feeding your spirit. Your spirit wants unity. Your spirit wants love. Your ego wants recognition for things that it hasn't yet accomplished. So, your spirit is your spirit is how you talk to yourself and then resonate with that. I don't like everything I do all the time. I don't make fabulous choices 1000% of the time. But this is what I know. I make the best possible choice that I can at that moment in time with what I had and how I was capable. Hopefully, I'm going to be open to learning. Hopefully. And the more open that we are, the more able that we're able to give ourselves. So, in other words, when I listen to my shitty committee, that's not my true self. That's a lie. It's something that has no base in reality. When I listen to my angelic committee, could you say the same thing would be true? No, because in your angelic committee, you're acknowledging yourself for the things that are part of you now. And they can be small. One of the things that I would acknowledge myself is I love people. I really love people. And I enjoy being around them. I wasn't great about it 1000% of the time, but kind of like my singing, you know, but I still enjoyed being around them. So acknowledge yourself for the things. Are you a great mom? Are you, and you know, gosh, as a woman, I knocked myself as a mom, and I wish I didn't do that. I really wish I didn't do that. I really wish I would have been kinder to myself. It is so amazing to see who my children are. And, you know, I did that. I worked 102 hours a week to raise my children for 17 years. And it's amazing. They're beautiful. So I got to see that. Was I always a great mom? Hell no. Absolutely not. But I tried to be honest. I was myself as much as I could be with my kids. I don't even know what that means, but I was as honest with them as I could be with myself. And my children saw me change completely, mind, body, and soul, into a different person. And I have the most incredible relationship with my kids. I had an incredible relationship with them before, but now it's so much different. So, as a mom, I will tell you this much. To all the mommies out there, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter. Be kind to yourself. There's no book. There's no right or wrong way. As long as you are giving love and compassion and you are including that child in your life, that's all that matters. Talk to them, communicate. That's what they want. And for God's sakes, everybody get off your frickin' phones and spend time with your kids. I mean, seriously, that's a problem. I'm just seeing that all around. Y'all need to get off your phones and shit. Okay? But that's another video. I got a lot of opinions, I told you. So, be nice, okay? Kick the shitty committee off your shoulder. Let the angelic committee start talking. Be nice in the sense of giving yourself the information that you need to go forward. Nobody's perfect. And, you know, one of the things that always surprised me is that when you look at the disciples in the Bible, they were horrible people. I mean, they did some nasty ass butt stuff. I mean, come on. And you think you're bad? I mean, look at the damn disciples. If they can change, why in the hell can't you? You know, we can all change. We just have to enlighten ourselves and open ourselves up to who and what we think we truly are. You're a good person if you want to be. You're a shitty person if you want to be. The thing is what do you want to be? So if you're waking up in the morning and you want to cry, there's a part of you that's crying out for you to listen. I hope you do. And I hope you feed the right committee. Namaste. I love you guys. I'm right here with you. I hope you enjoy my stories. Bye.